I hosted a dinner for my friends for them to eat as much steak as they could, and every time they finish their steak, they get served with a more expensive one. However, if they are unable to clear their plate, they will have to leave the table and not get to try the next one. We are starting with frozen steaks from the supermarket. These were the lowest quality steaks I could find, and I honestly think you'll be hard pressed to find lousier steaks than this. Super lean, practically zero marbling, the perfect steak to set expectations for how bad can bad be. I seared them on the grill with some salt and black pepper and cooked it to a medium well done. Dressed it with some chili oil, lao gan ma, and spring onions. They didn't enjoy it. Next, we are moving on to a 100% grass-fed picanha steak from New Zealand, also known as the Queen of Steaks. The picanha, ironic to her name, is one of the most underrated cuts around. I dunked the whole steak into melted garlic butter and seared them off on the grill to a medium rare. I saw this technique from another YouTube video and it works very well. The melted butter drips down to the grill, causing the flames to rise up, giving me a pretty decent crust and scent. I served this with a wedge of lemon, which really helped to spike one's appetite. The meaty part of the picanha is very lean and hearty, and that contrasts very well from the fat cap, which is similar to that of a sirloin. A top tier value cut in my opinion. But now that the lower benchmark has been set, it's time to jump to a steak nearly triple the price. The USDA Prime Black Angus Ribeye. The USDA Prime is the highest grade in the USDA scale, and the species, Black Angus, is known for its tender meat and high marbling. Same method, dunking the whole steak into the melted butter and then onto the grill. I went a little crazy with the charring this time round because of the high fat content and huge lip of the ribeye. Some people might not enjoy the burnt flavour, but it is one of my favourite things. The table seemed to share my opinion on the burnt crust. Or maybe this was the first actually good steak of the night. I didn't serve this with anything else. I think we have reached the level where the steaks can speak for themselves. Especially with our next steak, whose name already tells the whole story. Oh, it is also here where we have our first dropout of the night. Unlucky. The A5 Wagyu is probably the most revered title in the world of steaks. A referring to the highest grade of U from the carcass, and 5 referring to the highest degree of marbling. Not only that, this A5 strip loin is from the Miyazaki prefecture, winner of the 2022 Wagyu Olympics. With that good of a product, all I have to do is add salt and black pepper and let the grill do the rest. All the rendered fat will ignite as it drips down the grill, giving me a really good crust even without the use of butter. And it was just divine. Fatty, luxurious. The juices just keep gushing after every bite. The A5 experience is viscerally enjoyable. It's like something deep in you just calls out to it. So enjoyable that it was painful. Everyone at the table had about 600 to 700 grams of steak by now. And I just served them a whopping 200 grams of A5 Wagyu each, which is way too much fatty Wagyu to be enjoyable. The fattiness clings on you so hard, and without any sides to alleviate the richness, it becomes extremely tough to keep going. But Eldrick, I hear you ask, shouldn't you already know this beforehand? Why would you serve such a big portion and make your friends suffer through pleasure? No comments. 3 more drop out, leaving just 3 for the final stage. The most expensive beef of the night. I gave a fair amount of thought as to what to serve. I didn't want to cop out and put like gold flakes and caviar like how many people do in order to reach an absurd price point. It needs to still be practical. Practical. And contrast greatly with the luxurious, fatty A5 Wagyu we just ate. And if you have been watching the Best Steak series, the answer is fairly obvious. A 140 days dry-aged Galiciana vintage ribeye, an older cattle from northern Spain, in a region called Galicia. For our newer viewers, dry aging is the process in which meat is kept in a controlled environment over a period of time to change its flavour. Normally, this happens over 30 or 60 days, but our friends over at Maturo recommended me this 140 days dry aged one. I should mention that dry aging over such a long period of time is generally not recommended unless you really know what you're doing. It's easy for the beef to be contaminated, rendering the whole slab unsafe for consumption. Meats that are negligently treated for 72 hours can already cause very bad food poisoning. This ribeye has been dry aged for 3,360 hours, and I'm going to be serving this to my friends raw. I sliced the steak thinly and instructed them to first massage the beef to loosen it up a bit, season with a touch of salt, and then eat it. Some enjoyed it, some thought it was too much. Most said it was funky and cheesy. One said it tasted like hawthorn candy. But everyone agreed that it was unique. Me personally, I think it has a very hearty and meaty flavor profile, with a classy dry-aged funk that is neither too pungent nor light. But I'm someone who has done my rounds with the common steaks, cooked them, ate them. If you too are like me and want to look for that new game plus in steaks, then you might want to check out the world of dry aging. Not sponsored by the way, I had to pay for the steak, the very expensive steak, although they did give me a discount. And with that, they all went home with a newfound appreciation for steaks. Hopefully they're okay, I haven't heard from them actually. If you want to see more content like this or get invited to the next steak night, please subscribe. And that's all I have for you guys this time. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!